Good morning, flutarians. Welcome to another Atomic Flutist warm-up session. So this session is based off of some of the concepts I've learned in the Atomic Habits book. So if you haven't already read it or listened to it, I recommend at least listening to a summary of it. And it's about building a reliable system of habits based off of little tiny atomic-sized chunks that are easy to start and satisfying to do. So I want to get back in my tip-top flute shape again, and I want to bring you along for the journey. So here are some of the things that I do to warm up my flute sound. We'll start with a short improvisation, and then we'll do some long tones on low notes, because in my opinion and experience, a strong lower register on the flute is the foundation for a beautiful upper register. So I always warm up my low register first. I'm going to make B the key of the day. And I've got a drone tone sound now on the note B. And let's just do a quick improvisation, maybe a 2 or 3 breath improvisation on the notes B, C sharp, and D sharp. Now remember, we have all the other musical elements or elements of music to improvise with, like articulation, rhythm, volume, or dynamics. We're just defining what are the 3 notes we're going to play around with. So here I go. I'm going to make this drone tone a little bit louder for us. And you probably already know this about me. I specialize in improvisation, and if you want to improve your improvising, make sure to join us on the Flutarians School. That's the best place to find the calendar of events. Like Tuesdays at noon, I'll be doing improv games. Welcome, Julie. I was just about to get started with a descending chromatic scale. We're going to start on B. And the way I want to do this so that we can relax into that low B, if you've got a low B, is we're going to add one note at a time. So first it'll be like just kind of a trill between B to B flat, B to B flat. Then we'll add one more, B, B flat, A, back up. Then we'll add one more until we get all the way down to the low C or the low B. So I like to pause on the lower note and see, can I get a nice tone on the lowest note? Here we go, B to B flat. Let's go B, B flat, A, and back up. Now down to A flat. Now down to G. Now down to G flat. I'm doing this all slurred, and I'm listening closely to my fingers and listening for any, I call them blips in between the notes, where my fingers aren't opening or closing at the same time. So let's keep going and go B down to F. Now we'll have to move a little bit faster to still have breath to get down and back up, maybe more than once. Let's go down to the E. Down to E flat. And down to D. Down to D flat. And down to low C. And all the way down to the low B if you have it. Ooh, I'm going to try that again. So if the lowest notes didn't come out at first, no worries. We're going to do another technique to warm up down to them. When that low B of mine didn't come out, this phrase came to mind. You can't force flow. And I reminded myself to relax the corners of my mouth and to make the aperture in my embouchure, or the hole between my lips, more like a flat pancake for the low notes as opposed to more round. So let's go back up to this B. And we'll do a series of 2 notes at a time, again descending in the chromatic scale. And I'm doing this without vibrato so that I can focus on intonation. Let's do it like this. We start and end as pianissimo, as quiet as possible. And in the middle here, where we make the transition to the next note, play as fortissimo, or as loud as possible. Now, the flute does have a tendency to go sharp when we play loud and to go flat when we play quietly. So taking vibrato out of the equation gives us more space in our brain, in our ears, I guess, to listen for what's happening with the intonation so that we can hopefully compensate for that tendency. And it's good to build an awareness of when is our air tank half full or half empty so that we can start planning when are we going to take our next breath. It's more important in improvisation than playing sheet music, because in sheet music, the composer, or maybe you with your pencil, has written it in where to breathe. But in improvising, we're composing on the fly, right? So let's do B to B flat first, then we'll do B flat to A, and then we'll go all the way down. Next, we'll do F sharp to F. Now, if your notes are starting to crack up into the upper octave, that's okay. Part of what we're doing here is trying to build an awareness of what's happening in the embouchure for the note to go into the next octave. But if you're having trouble with a series of 2 notes as we go down and it's cracking up a lot, I recommend going back to the previous set, doing that one again, and then trying to relax into the next. So here we go, F sharp to F. And down to the low B if you have it. Ooh, I'm starting to feel warmed up. I'm starting to feel a little bit of tension in my right hand too, so I'm going to shake it out a little bit. It's from squeezing that pinky key for the low B. Now let's play with the octave, jumping up to the octave on purpose. Now, sometimes I do this without articulating, like ooh, no tongue, slurred, and sometimes I practice it starting each note with a ta. I think it's easier to get the note out with the ta, the articulation, but it's important to practice it without the articulation so we know exactly what's happening in our embouchure to get to the next octave. So let's start on that low B and go slur up to the next octave, back and forth 1, 2, and then add the tongue. Ta, 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 ta. Same thing on the low C. What are you noticing that changes in your embouchure for the low notes? I'm noticing my teeth open a little bit, like my jaw opens. And for the higher notes, my lips come forward a little bit, like, what was that, D? So let's do D sharp. Now I'm being conscientious when I articulate to make it like a teeny tiny little t, like I'm spitting out a raspberry seed, as opposed to a heavier, thicker t that kind of, where the tongue kind of blocks the airstream. Where are we? G, I think? Now I put on the drone tone so that I can listen for intonation, especially as I jump up into the upper octave. Let's play that higher B and take just 1 minute or so of practicing vibrato. Now I do like to practice vibrato sometimes with a metronome, where I split it up into 2 waves per beat, and then 3 waves, and 4, then 5. But for now, let's just do this. Let's do a couple of breaths where we start slow, big vibrato, then get faster and faster and faster until we're out of breath. Take a breath, start as quickly as possible, and then get it slower and slower and slower. Here we go, slow to fast on the B. And fast to slow. Now it can be helpful to think in my mind, now 2 beats per, now 3 beats per, now 4 beats per, and then the opposite when we go fast to slow. But listen to your recordings. We don't want it to sound like you're going 5 and then 4 and then 3 and 2. We want it to be a natural kind of organic decrease or increase in speed, just like if you were to drop a bouncy ball. Big bounce, slightly smaller bounce, slightly smaller until it gets fast and close to the ground. So let's do that again, slow to fast. And fast to slow. I notice in the camera I can see my larynx moving while I'm doing this. I do a lot of vibrato from here, just like I do when I'm singing. Let's do the same thing, but on this beat. Now, when you're bending the pitch higher, it's okay if it starts to crack up into the upper octave. Vibrato is basically a pitch bend, right? So we want to discover what is the limit for going up into the upper octave or falling into the lower one. Here we go, slow to fast on this beat. And fast to slow. Let's do one more pair like that. Slow to fast. So let's work this B major scale a little bit. What are the sharps in B major? We've got F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, and B sharp. But let's do this first as a series of 3 notes. 1, 2, 3, then we'll go 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5 until we get up to the high B. The next round we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do sets of 4. Here we go. B, C sharp, D sharp. Let's do the same thing going down. Now let's do groups of 4. Let's do groups of 4 down. I'm finding myself looking at the keyboard in front of me to remind myself, oh, what was the last note that I played? Which one do I start on next? Okay, so let's try groups of 6. same thing going down. Here we go, a group of 7. This will just be a series of 2. Let's do the same thing going down. Now let's try the whole scale up and down twice. Now I'm hearing occasionally a little bit of a blip where my fingers aren't moving at exactly the same time. So let's do a series of trills so that I can focus on, or we can focus on, are these fingers moving at the same time? So we'll do B to C sharp, B to C sharp, then we'll do C sharp to D sharp, C sharp to D sharp. We'll do that until we get up to that other B. Now, as I'm watching my fingers in the screen, I'm remembering, oh, it's important to note that if you're hearing blips, those little moments where your keys aren't opening or closing at exactly the same time, it's not always that your fingers aren't opening and closing at the same time. It could be a maintenance issue in the flute where the keys aren't closing as they're supposed to be, which is reminding me I'm planning to take my flute in for a COA sometime here in the near future. You'll probably see me teaching these classes on my purple flute for a few days. And I just attended a question and answer session with Luke Pinella, expert flute technician and founder of the Flute Forum yesterday. So if you want the replay from that, just let me know. I'll be happy to send it to you. And he's going to do that every Monday at noon Central Time. Let's do just a little bit of double tonguing articulation on that B, this B, before we end our little Atomic Flutist session today. So the double tonguing articulation, it's the ta and the ka, or the da and the ga. I use more of a ga, and I'm building an awareness of where is my tongue in my mouth when this happens. The ta or the da is more close to the teeth, and the ka or the rebound is more like where the soft palate and the hard palate meet. It's further back in the mouth, on the roof of the mouth. So let's just do a breath of taka 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 ta until we run out on that high B, high-ish B. All right. So I encourage you to practice that double tonguing on all the notes on the flute as you have time. Use your practice journal to keep track of which notes you've been practicing, I suggest. And thanks for joining me for another session of the Atomic Flutist warm-up and technique session. I'll be hosting improv games today, Tuesday at noon Central Time. Join me if you can. If you're not already on the school, join us there for some fun conversations, some fun improv games you can play on your own time. And if you want to improve your improvising, get off the page and play by ear, come join us. Thanks for joining me, Julie. I'll see you all later.